This is Kasey Brooks, and I don't think I have seen a more satisfied mugshot in a really long time. See, Kasey has a 2-year-old son named Hatcher, and Hatcher goes to the St. Teresa of Avila Catholic Church preschool in Grovetown, Georgia. Kasey went there on September 1st, 2021 because her son Hatcher had been coming back home kind of roughed up, and she wanted to know what was going on in his classroom. Her son is on the spectrum and he is nonverbal, and she was wondering if maybe it was other children hurting her son or something, but in fact it was one of his teachers. For 3 hours, Kasey sat with the principal and they watched a video that showed his 31-year-old teacher spanking him, hitting him in the head, slapping him with a book, shoving him to the ground, snatching him up by his arm and dragging him across the room multiple times, slamming him into his seat so he would eat his lunch alone, picking him up by his ankles at one point, holding him up by his neck, head. Another time she held onto him by his face, pinching his cheeks together until they were touching inside of his mouth, and she held his face up to her face. And even if this wasn't a pandemic, that's outrageous. Kasey was only allowed to watch one of the cameras in his classroom and from one day of him at school. We've been in school now for 3 weeks. Has this been going on every single day? Finally, even the director couldn't deny what was happening, but she said that the woman wasn't going to lose her job. So what do you want to do? So Kasey told her, I want to meet with her. What happens next, I can only describe as a wholesale ass whooping. I can't actually show you the video that I got offline. I'm going to post this on YouTube with the clip that I got from the local news. But as soon as Kasey walked into the teacher's classroom, she immediately knocked the woman over. She even grabbed the woman's hand and bit her. It took 2 people to pull Kasey off of the teacher. And then Kasey was booked and later released on bond for the assault. What Kasey did next is actually really smart. So she reached out to a YouTube channel called The Jail Report, and she sent them her whole story, the same thing that I just told you. She also did an interview with The Jail Report that's on YouTube too. Before her mugshot was even on the local news, her side of the story was already out there. After she was released, she really wasn't sure what was going to happen, so she decided to make a GoFundMe. They have reached their goal, and she does have an attorney who is currently representing her. She's also filed a case against the teacher for harming her son. The unlicensed daycare says that for this to be true, there would have to be 2 other adults in the room who allowed it to happen. Yeah, that's something Kasey figured out as she started her investigation into their program. As I was getting ready to make this video, the Columbia County Sheriff's Office released this statement about their case against Kasey. Now we just need the name of Hatcher's teacher.
The clip only lasts about 1 minute and 15 seconds, but it is a long 1 minute and 15 seconds. A woman charges in a classroom, striking a woman from behind, then repeatedly punching her, despite another staff member attempting to break it up. It continues, and a second woman enters the room as the teacher remains on the ground.